Alright there guys, it's the Bristol Pistol here, bringing another discussion. So today I'm going to be speaking about Warbosses and how they play an 8th. So there are 3 ways you take Warboss. Obviously just a standard Warboss, one in Mega Armor and one on War Bike, and hopefully I'll go through all 3 of these today and see about their pros and cons. So I'm just going to go through the profile set of the Warboss. So they now have movement 5, weapon skill 2, which is really good, hitting enemies on 2s. Ballistic skill 5, that's just typical orcs. Now he's now strength 6 in this edition. Toughness 5, he's got 6 wounds now. He's got 4 attacks, leadership, and has a 4+ save. So he comes equipped with his custom shooter, a big chopper, and stick bombs. So you can see from this edition, with that stat line, he has improved from his 7th counterpart. I like it how he's now strength 6. I think that's right. He's a Warboss. He's the biggest there is. The biggest and baddest. I'm quite impressed that he's got 6 wounds now. That'll hopefully make him survive a bit longer. I just don't like that he's got a generic 4+ armor save. But at the same time, he's only 55 points and has a power level of 4. So he is really, really cheap for what you get, because he does hit like a ton of bricks if you equip him right. So he comes equipped with, like I said, his custom shooter, which is range 18, assault 4, strength 4, and only damage 1. But he's an orc. You're hitting on ballistic skill 5+. So what I would do is swap that out, get a combi scorcher, a lot better, automatically hits. Is an assault D6, strength 5, -1 for AP, and still does damage 1, but and it's 19 points now. But just swap it out. I know the range of it's only 8 inches, but it's just easier. Plus it's close combat. But that's where you want your orc warboss to be. You want him to be up front and kicking the snot out of Space Marines. So you also can have the choice of taking an attack squid. So this is a strength 4, AP -1, damage 1, but he gets to make an additional 2 attacks. So I think these are going to be sort of standard. I'll quite gladly pay points for 2 extra attacks. You're going to be hitting on 2s, wounding most things on a 3+. So if you're looking at Tau, Elder, Imperial Guard. I know Space Marines you'd be wounded on 4s, but with 2 additional attacks, you can't really sniff at that. I mean, he also does come with stick bombs, but be honest, I mean, 6-inch range. It's a grenade D6, strength 3, and damage 1, AP nothing. So I can't imagine most people using that. I think it's just not worth it. Maybe if you're not equipped with a scorcher, combi scorcher, you might want to throw it, but I think in the new edition now you give up your shooting attack, so I'd rather just use my custom shooter, strength 4 and assault 4 if you don't have him equipped with that combi scorcher. So now we get on to his close combat weapon, and this is where I'm not sure how I'm going to equip him. So you can have a big chopper now, which adds +2 to his strength, AP -1, and damage 2. So that makes him strength 8, which is really, really respectable. He's doing 2 damage, so he can kill things like Terminators and the new Primaris Space Marines in 1 hit, obviously if they fail their armor save. And then we got his Power Claw, which is ×2 of strength. So he's going to be strength 12. Obviously it's AP -3 and strength D6. But obviously with this weapon, you subtract 1 from your hit rolls. So that means he's hitting on a 3+. So are you inclined to hit more often, with strength 8 attacks, or do you want to strike slightly less for a 3+, but you're hitting harder? But I think the way to counter that is to have a Orc Knob with a WoW banner. That'll get rid of that, that's -1. So that might be a tactic to use. Keep him close to your WoW banner so he can still hit hard. He also has the Here We Go and mob rules. So with Here We Go, he can re-roll his failed charge die. So that is quite good. So you should be making your charges more often, and especially with his special WAR ability, which is friendly orc infantry units within 6 inches of this model at the start of the charge phase can charge even if they advance this turn. So this obviously includes the Warboss. So with that ability, I would also use the Warlord trait that gives him +1 attack to charge. So you're going to get quite a few attacks on him. So you can obviously have, if you charge, like I said, you have your 5 attacks with that Warlord trait, and then obviously additional 2. So you're hitting 7 times, which is, I don't think that's nothing to snuff at. You do a couple of wounds on something. And he also has his Breaking Heads special rule, which is if a unit fails a morale test within 3 inches of the friendly Warboss, they can restore order with a brutal display of violence. If they do so, the unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, but the morale test is then considered to have passed. So on big squads of boys, which I think I will be running of 30 boys, this rule was a bit pointless. But on sort of smaller units who might have suffered, say, 5 wounds or something, so maybe like a squad of Orc Commandos, this might be a bit more useful on. But I think with most of the Orcs, I don't think that's going to be a particularly useful ability. Like I said, because all your Orc boys, who your Warboss is probably going to be near anyways, to help them, get so they can advance and charge because of the WoW rule. I don't think you're going to be using him for morale test. I think it's a bit of a pointless rule, being honest. I mean, overall, I think the Warboss is a good unit. I don't think he's nothing to snuff at. I mean, I think if you equip him right, you might come to about sort of 70-80 points. I think for power level 4, he's really, really good. I think as an Orc, you've got to have a Warboss, the biggest and baddest. I think he's a good unit to have. I think we'll start seeing a lot of them now. So this is going to be part 1 of this. I'm hoping to do this as a sort of a 3-part series. So in the next video, I want to talk about Warbosses and Mega Armor. Hopefully speak about their benefits and why you'd probably take them over, a normal Warboss. So this is the end of this discussion for the moment. So this is Bristol Pistol signing out. So just please like and subscribe and post a comment.